Hey guys, welcome back to the J&A Today podcast. I am Joe, and this is
Andrew, your other host here, and today we have a very special guest, our first ever guest here on the J&A Today podcast, Mark Roberto, former classmate of ours from public speaking class, and actually you'll be in our chemistry class, right?
Yeah, look like him. Oh, hello.
Yeah, so Mark is actually, the reason why we have him on today is to talk to us about, not only just to get to know him and tell us about himself, but also he is a parkour expert, or he's trying to be, and he actually led the parkour group, right? The parkour club at school.
So it's the parkour club at UW Waukesha, and I'm the president as of now. And what it is just like us just moving around within the environment. And for next semester, I hope to make it more bold, being able to go on more outings, having the campus just be like training grounds, and for us to take it out and to just go bolder and bigger throughout the semester.
Awesome. So I guess the first thing I want to ask you today is, what made you want to start the club? Like, obviously you're a huge parkour guy, but you know, just because you like parkour doesn't mean you have to start a club for it. Where'd you get the idea, and did you know right away that it was going to have as many people as it did? Did you know it was going to hit as well as it did, or?
Yeah, so the funny story with that is, so I was a freshman and we did orientation, and with that I asked, hey, what about parkour club? Because there's no offering about it. Because the reason why I wanted to start is because I just wanted to do something. I just wanted to do it and have it available at campus. And so I asked about it, and so yeah, and then they gave me an offering for it. And then so like on the first week of like orientation, there was like a thing for a bunch of booths. And surprisingly enough, there was a thing for parkour club, and I didn't know about it. And so I showed up and I started doing stuff. I started moving around on the table that they had.
Oh, very interesting. So, like, it seems to me that you're a very fluent speaker, almost TED Talks like. Have you ever thought about being a motivational speaker?
I don't know about that, you know. It'd be a very interesting career path to go through. Because it's like,
I mean, like, you got what it takes. I mean, you have the charisma and energy and all that.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now, I'm just really thinking about like the career path I'm going with for college.
And you want to be a mechanical engineer or something like that?
That's correct.
You should be, a gymnast on the side, because I can see you at like the Olympics on the balance beam and stuff.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, gymnastics, parkour is now part of gymnastics as of 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. For some it's good, for some it's bad. You know, it's just
you said I don't like parkour to be competitive.
I never did. For me, parkour was always just about like challenging yourself and just like being with yourself. It's never, for me, it was never about competition or like having to fight someone to like get a top like place or something. It was always working together to improve each other.
So what got you into parkour? When did all this start? What makes you with parkour now? Like,
so the reason why I started with parkour is after freshman year of high school, I did track and cross country. I hated both of them. I didn't like it. The reason why is I never got like in any like high place. You know, I was always like bottom of like the boards and stuff, so I just didn't care for it.
The hurdles would have been fun for you though. You're hurdling.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just never cared for like giant cross country because I could never like win anything.
Yeah,
and so
that's how I am. I want to win too.
Yeah, and so but I turned to parkour, and there was no really aspect of like winning or competition. Right. It was just like yourself.
Yeah,
and I liked it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the next thing I want to segue into then is obviously, you know, through school and everything, you formed the club, and did you meet any, you know, of the people in the club, were there any that you felt like were on your level, if not better than you were? Like, was there anybody that you never would have thought would have been as good at it as they were when you first met them?
Yes. One person, I won't name names right now because I never talked about this with anyone else,
Yeah.
So I do have like two people that I can name right off the bat that were really good that I did not expect to be good.
Yeah.
Took you by surprise.
Yes, definitely. We were with me and one of them. We were at Menominee Falls yesterday, and we were just doing a bunch of stuff. And the amount he could do and the amount that he pushed for, because we were out there for till 5 till like 10 or something.
At night?
Yeah.
10
so
at night?
we were out there for a very long time just doing stuff. We had a little intermission break for like an hour and a half or something, but yeah, we spent a long time out there just working on stuff.
Do you ever feel sore at the end of that? Like, you ever like go home and your body's just aching? Because I can only imagine like my knees and my back and everything.
Yeah, my knees are like really sore after running and everything, and just like going from place to place. Yeah, it was very sore. I just fell to bed at like 4 or something.
I couldn't believe that. I don't know how you do it.
So tell us a bit about your about this parkour and the moves and how to do them and stuff.
It's always very complicated when you try to like explain it, especially when you don't have visuals.
Yeah.
Sometimes visuals can be very helpful. It always depends on what you're trying to do, because you can always like evolve into better and more efficient stuff. Like for one, it could be the step vault where you just have like one hand down and you have the opposite leg. So it'd be like left hand, right leg, and then if you have the right hand, be left leg. And so it'd be like left hand.
Put your right hand in, put your right hand out.
Not exactly. It'd be so right hand object, then left foot on an object, and then you just carry your leg through, and then you just like that'll be it, and you're just passing through the object over it.
I'd imagine you have to be pretty flexible to do what you do, right?
Not always.
No?
Some things you don't have to. Like a step vault, you don't need to be flexible. As long as you can kind of get your hips over an obstacle and like get your leg through without clipping it, you'll be pretty much set. Some other things you might need to be, and some other things you might need to require some strength more than others. So
a fat guy could do parkour?
Hmm?
So a fat guy could do parkour?
Yeah, most definitely. There'd be a lot to sorry to interrupt you.
No,
there'd be a lot to work
ahead.
on, and there'd be a lot to go over. But yes, over time.
So would you say that parkour is more of a physical thing or more of like a mental? Because if it doesn't matter on your flexibility, a lot of times it doesn't matter on your body build and all that, like you were saying just now, does that mean that it's probably more of a mental thing and believing what you can do over like what you actually physically can probably do?
It can go both ways. You can like just like I remember I was at the gym for Axiom Parkour in Delafield, and the guy who owns it had this bar set up, and I was just going through it, and I was just trying to flow through everything. And what I mean by that is trying to like connect all the moves in such a beautiful manner that they all like connect into one another. And I was doing that for like a minute or so, and that can get really tiring. And that's just like a lot of strength and endurance. But with me and my friend, we were in Amity Falls, there was a jump, and I'm like, oh God, if I don't make it, and I slip off this thing, and I don't hit it, I'm going to die. And so that's where the mental fear comes in.
That's exactly what I would be like. Do you ever, while you're doing these moves and everything, or are there certain times where you've been doing something and you kind of like legitimately think that you could either not just die but hurt yourself? And
yeah, there are things. A long time ago, like 2 years ago, I was in Milwaukee, and there was this jump, and everyone was hitting it, and I just kind of looked at it, I ran at it, I didn't want to jump it though. It was just something I couldn't do.
Yeah, because you got to be fully into it, otherwise
you got to commit.
You will die.
You know?
Or you will hurt yourself.
Yeah,
right?
it will be.
It's like a backflip. You've got to be. You're gonna break your neck if you're not fully committed. But so obviously, like parkour is kind of some people might see it as something that you would do like as a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like is there like a career in parkour? Is there any way you can get paid for doing it? Like, is there like a salary or like a?
I wouldn't know if there's a salary.
Like let's say somebody wants to do parkour, like if you wanted to do it for a living, could you survive off of like, is there a platform that allows you to make a living off of doing that?
It always depends on what you want to do. I've talked to my trainer about this too, and so one of the things, if you want to be a camera person, you're able to move around and like climb up a building or something and get like a really beautiful shot of like an overground. You could do that. And it was just like if you want to like work in stage performing and stuff, if you want to be like a stunt actress or something, you can easily do that. Because I remember like watching something and it's just like, oh, that's a parkour role.
Oh yeah,
because so they don't die.
Stunt doubles for sure.
Yes.
That's pretty much the same thing. So
yeah.
Would you ever consider taking up that position, being a stunt double?
I don't know. I've thought about it, and it'd be very interesting to be like on camera and stuff. Because in doing the parkour club and everything, I have been on camera a few times to just do some like promotional stuff.
Yeah, there's a project that I could use you for.
Yeah.
So we're on the street here. Is that you're also a champ at the popular video game called Tetris?
Oh my God! Why? Yes, I do know Tetris very well, and I do play a lot of it.
So tell us your history with it.
I just started playing it, and I just had fun ever since. You know, it's just like a little like side thing I do.
So just someday you just started playing and you just started having fun? There's no like real history to it?
Not really. I just like found it, and it's like, oh, this is really cool. And so yeah.
So what's your high score at Tetris?
It is 509,000.
Oh wow, I got a long way
Didn't
to go
you? I
there.
thought you beat that the other day, or was that
Did
250,000?
you really?
Oh, it was
He's at
like,
like 300.
Yeah, 300,000.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the way up there.
Yeah.
Better watch out, Mark.
Yeah, I know. The video I can send you for the promotional video I did.
Oh,
I didn't do
okay.
anything in it. I'll say that much. I didn't do anything. I bashed my knee a day before we did the video, so I was just like, I don't want to push my knee any further. So I just let them do all the stuff, and I did a lot of recording.
I wanna, because there's more to Mark, obviously, guys, than just parkour.
Yeah.
But before we get out of that, I still want to stay in parkour here before we get on to anything else. So we were just talking about like the potential for injury and everything like that, and different times where, you know, obviously death is even a possibility.
Yeah.
Have you seen a bad injury? Like, what's the worst? What's the closest you've seen to, like, I don't know, a broken leg?
I've seen?
Yeah, that you've seen. Like, I'm guessing it hasn't happened to you, right?
No, it has not happened to
Have
me.
you seen it? Anything happened where you're like watching somebody or
Like
anything
a
like
video
that,
or
and,
something,
like,
or?
either no,
or
like
anything?
in person.
Okay,
Has
in
anybody
person.
ever like really badly hurt themselves while doing parkour?
Not that I know of. It's like
Okay.
we don't really suffer from. We try to avoid in parkour. We try
Potentially
to
dangerous, hazardous things.
Yeah. We try to do things that we know we can do, and if we can't do it, we figure out how we can bail and not die from it, or not like mutilate ourselves from it.
yeah.
Because if we like, I was like, so we're at a library and there's a
Yeah.
park outside, and I was looking at something and I was like, oh my god, this is really scary because I can jump, but it's all wet and slippery. Do I want to take that chance? I'm like, nah, I'm
Right.
good. I don't want to do that today.
Right, like on a day like today, you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's rainy,
Yeah.
it's wet. There's
Rain in December.
there's a
Global
lot.
warming.
Yeah, there's a lot of chance of slipping stuff, and it's like I don't want to do it.
So, like I just said, there's a lot more to Mark than just parkour, guys. Joe, you mentioned the Tetris thing.
Mm-hmm. Tetris
Mark's very good at Tetris, did a speech on it, right?
Yeah.
And talking about speech class, obviously, like we just got done with it finally. What was your grade, by the way?
It's a B minus.
Yeah, I got a B+. I was pretty disappointed in that. What's something that you really like enjoyed about the class? Because you know, I mean, besides just giving speeches, which we all loved, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, what's one thing that maybe like surprised you that you actually surprisingly enjoyed that you didn't think you would?
The
Or-
class, I would guess.
Class.
Because the people, there always be something interesting going on with the people.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you say that public speaking like really like helped you in a way?
I'm not sure. It was very interesting to like, you know, and it was very interesting to keep doing speeches over and over again. But
With the same kind of outline, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I don't know if I really like learned anything. I feel like I've like gained more experience at least
Yeah.
of how to do it and what I should do and how to prepare a lot more better. So I never thought like going back to the classroom and like making sure everything worked and not like everything like collapsing at the last minute.
So it definitely taught you something.
It taught me something, yeah, but I don't think it was like crucial. It was nice to get that like more experience, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely taught me the WIIFM. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
And the signpost, don't forget the signposts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, the 4 S's.
So how much longer are you at UW Waukesha? Are you there for 2 years? Are you going there to get your degree, or are you going to leave?
I'm not sure. That's the problem. So after this semester, I have to make it somewhat of a decision if I'm
Yeah.
going to go to Milwaukee
Me
or
too.
going to stay here.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that because you really don't know what you want to do? Like, we were talking about that before. I don't know how your mindset's changed on that, but remember we were... I don't know if it was when we were at Subway hanging out or when it was, but we talked about the fact that, like, you're not really sure if that's what... What are you doing?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering, if that's what you actually want to do. Is that why you're at UW Waukesha in the first place?
The original plan was UW Waukesha,
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee, and then wherever I wanted to go from there if I ever had that option.
MSOE or something?
Yeah, because of like any agreements I can make with
Or
them.
Harvard.
Yeah, or Harvard, I guess. I don't know because I don't know if they accept the credits, so I have to start over from scratch again.
Yeah.
Oh, I seem like a Harvard-bound guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, anyways, transitioning away from school. So, with engineering, why is that something that you want to do? Is that something that you've like, because from all accounts, from what I know of you, like you've never spoken about it, you've never like said that you really have an interest in it. I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
What about engineering really like excites you?
For me, it's always like tinkering with stuff. So my phone, I've always like taken it apart, put it all back together, like see how it works, what are the components of it. I've taken a bunch of stuff apart before, just putting it all back together, just seeing what the components are. And engineering is that kind of like avenue or that kind of outlet. But it's like the more I think about it, it's like, what do I really want to do? Because there's so many things to do in life, but there's like only so little time to do it.
Yeah, and parkour is one of those things that you could definitely, do, I think.
So, Mark, did you ever take any wood shop or metal shop classes in high school?
I did. I took Woods senior year.
And how did you do in those classes?
It was pretty easy.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
And what'd you all make in wood shop? Did you make like the classic birdhouse and toolbox?
No,
and
we
stuff?
did not.
That's all I made.
One of the things that we made was a cutting board. I don't know why, it was just a thing. One of the things I can remember, I made a box. I made 2 boxes. Man, that's all I
One
can
good
remember.
box deserves another.
Yeah. And then we made like a little kitchen, like small, like little kitchen shelf thing. That's all I can remember.
Okay, so the audience wants to get to know you a little bit. I think they know that you like parkour. They know that you're good at Tetris. They know that, what you might want to do. Tell us a few things about yourself other than, why is there more to you than just parkour? Why is there more to you than just Tetris? Like, what are some things that you can tell us about yourself? Maybe things that you'd like to do besides parkour.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
I don't know.
Fun facts, or even just, I don't know, goals you have,
Yeah.
kind of movies that you like, anything that we can get to know you by.
I don't watch many movies, actually. I'm a big YouTube kind of person.
So am I.
What kind of YouTube do you like?
So is he. He's on YouTube about 23/7.
Yeah.
And then
I'm on
the other hour I just get sleep.
Yeah.
I'm on that same place, too. It's like instead of like TV, it's always YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I just watch like a lot of gaming channels, or a lot of like channels that have like made like series and stuff. So yeah.
I just like find music to listen to on YouTube, and
A lot of music too. Because I use YouTube so much, I got YouTube Premium because I thought, why not? I use it so much.
Lucky.
Yeah. Wow.
You could have it. You could have it too. I think it's like $5 for students, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Wow, just like Amazon Prime.
No.
That's not $5 for students. Don't listen to that. It's like 60, I think.
Yeah.
60.
I wasn't saying it was $5.
It is $5 a month, though. Actually,
Yeah,
if you
cheap
break it up,
students.
you didn't know that, but I mean, yeah, when you break it up, you just got lucky there, and it is $5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have a
So
leprechaun on my shoulder today.
right. I think if that was the case, it wouldn't have been raining, and we could have had a little bit of
What about
parkour on video later. But
So, do you two have any other questions about parkour? I'd be very happy to answer.
Well, you are the parkour master.
So, do you have any questions?
Well, I already asked about the moves and stuff, and if you'd ever consider doing this for like stunt work. Would you ever write a book about parkour?
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one.
Like The World According to Mark.
Wouldn't be thought like that. It'd be interesting to write a book about it, though. I've never like actually thought about that.
The psychology in parkour.
I don't know. I just more write about what it is because people like can get really pissy all the time about parkour. I remember when I started getting in the club, the person I was working with to get the club running, I've already heard we're starting to get complaints about it. It's like I've got like complaints from like 2 people already.
why is that? Why do
Yeah.
people get so up in arms about parkour? Like it's like.
For me, there's like a whole bunch of reasons. One, they don't know what it is. So I'm like, what are these kids doing?
Just
are they
ignorance.
gonna like destroy something? Gonna like steal something? It's just like people kind of just like don't understand what we're doing either. So it's just like people kind of like they don't understand. So they're more of like, yeah, like what are these kids doing? Are they gonna like destroy something? And that's not how we're like. For me, it's like I would never want.
That's not what you're doing at all. You're not
Break
destroying
mountains.
anything.
No.
If anything.
So I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, and apparently people say that like he like inspired free riding or whatever it's called.
Free
how do you
running.
feel about that? Freewheeling or whatever?
So free running.
Yeah.
For me, free running and parkour are very distinct. parkour is getting to point A to point B in the fastest way possible. Free running is where you more have the flips, where you more have the style within like getting to point A to point B. It's a lot more leisure getting to point A to point B.
What do you think is better?
I'm not sure. I feel like both of them have their place. For me, I was disciplined in parkour, so I'm like basically just pure movements and pure just getting you like to point A to point B. But adding like flair here once in a while, isn't that bad. I'm not
That's their style.
Yeah,
Would you ever teach parkour? Would you ever teach it? Because you're kind of were you teaching it at all in the parkour club?
I had to because like people who were coming in had no idea what it is. Like
I had no idea what it is when you introduced us to it. I had no idea what it is until
what it was.
Until you gave a speech on it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry, I'm not in the.
No, but I just figured as much as you watch YouTube, you would stumble upon a video or something. Jeez.
Yeah, there are a bunch of YouTube videos on that.
There's a bunch. Like you honestly can't help but stumble upon one when you're on YouTube. It seems like.
Yeah.
Just go to the entertainment fun section.
Yeah.
Entertainment fun section.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. So has there been anyone in your life who's been like a big mentor towards you or for you for parkour at all? Who taught you how to do it?
Okay, so the person who taught me is a man called Travis Heading. He works at Axiom Parkour, and Axiom Parkour has two places.
Is that in Delafield?
Yes, one in Elkhorn and Delafield. Okay. If you want more information, go to Axiom Parkour, so AXIOMPARKOUR.com, and for more information.
Did you get that, audience? It's a little product plug there.
Yeah.
It's good.
But that's where I learned parkour, and I'm just very happy I learned parkour and everything because I like just being able to like move around my own environment, being able to like just find stuff and be able to explore new places with newfound skills and be able to push myself further to more areas.
Do you think you could use any of the skills that you've learned in parkour in real life, like in your everyday
real life situations?
Just like even anything you learn, like how to deal with stress emotionally and mentally through like getting through things or learning how to push yourself through obstacles and everything like that. Have you found that you've learned or through what you've learned that you've used any of that?
Yeah.
Like just in everyday life, even
dealing with people.
Speeches.
Dealing with people. That's one thing because like every once in a while we would get like hassled a little bit, or it's just like having to like just kind of like work with people. I remember like yesterday before I went to the whole thing in Mountain Falls, there was this dad and he had his kids and he was just like getting his camera out trying to record me. It's like it's all good, man. I'm all fine with it.
Oh, yeah. so you're saying like it gets you used to being on other people's cameras. Kind of like getting used to people being in your face, like recording you, or like even just recording you from afar, like.
Yeah, like for me and like people, like when we went to Menominee Falls, the first place we found, there were like cars coming in everywhere, and so we just had to deal with people like just watching us everywhere, and for me it's just kind of like that, just getting open to the public and just like, hey, I'm just here, I'm just chilling out. Because for me that
would be the hardest thing, I think. Back when I went through my vlog phase, when I watched a lot of vlogs and everything, I thought I wanted to start doing vlogs and all that, but I just couldn't get used to like.
It'd be weird having a camera.
Having like my own camera always on me, and then also having people watch me record myself with a camera. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't get past that. So I think
get used to it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
But that's a block, though.
Yeah, exactly. How long does it take you to get used to it? You know, how easily can you get used to it? So, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Mark, so you're good with the moves and stuff. Have you ever thought about being like a street performer, like one of those people who has the hats out and they like throw money in them?
Kind of like at State Fair or what? Summerfest kind of thing.
I recently saw a kid at the movie theater playing a violin, and he had one of those things.
I don't know about like street performer and stuff. Because I never like really cared to make it like mainstream to public or anything. I'm just doing my own thing here at a park or whatever, or wherever I find it. I'm not really sure about that.
Make some dough on the side though.
Yeah. But in doing parkour, I have tried to branch out to new avenues and like branch out to like new trainers and stuff, and like to see like the differences in how they teach and how they would want me how they want to see me and like do stuff and everything.
Mm.
Like I've tried to get into breakdancing here and there. Not good at it. Not gonna lie.
I don't know about that. I saw you do like the little spinny thing on your head in the hallway. That's not bad, dude. That's part of it.
Yeah.
I think once you can string moves together, then next thing you know, you're breakdancing.
Yeah, I'll be able to. Mm-hmm.
So if EA Sports made a video game about parkour, how would you feel about that?
I wouldn't know about that. I do know 2 video games that are kind of based on parkour. One is Dying Light, and one is Mirror's Edge.
Dying Light is based on parkour.
Yes, it is.
Then there's Spider-Man where you can do parkour.
And technically, would you say maybe even like Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed does have elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Have you found that? Go ahead.
The whole premise of Dying Light and Mirror's Edge is using the elements of parkour.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed is a lot more about the assassination stuff, but Dying Light is more of like using your parkour to escape.
What has been like the overall? What have you found to be the overall? You kind of touched on this already, but the overall perception of like parkour in general of the sport, because it is a sport, right? I'd kind of
It depends. Depends how you
categorize
look
it
at
as a
it.
sport. Yeah.
It is categorized now as a sport.
Have you found that people are pretty well receptive to it, or that it's kind of like, for lack of a better word, like frowned upon because people just don't know enough about it yet, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the people I've been hanging out with are pretty good about it. Like UW Walkshop, at this point, they could just like care less about
what about people in general?
People in general,
people who know about it.
Because I've gone to like parks and stuff, and I've like done parkour around other people just to get like used to it and stuff. And it's just like they're pretty okay with it, They're kind of like, what is he doing? And they're pretty impressed with what I do. Yeah, they're like, who is that? And then they see the stuff I do. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
So you did a speech on Tetris and why it benefits you mentally, right? That's what it was?
Oh, yeah.
How does parkour do the same thing in any way, if it does at all?
Yeah, parkour, for one, it's physical, and just like you can use it for like anything. It's like the muscles that you use for parkour will be applicable to what you do in like.
It's a workout without having to lift weights, right?
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
full
much.
body workout.
Life hack.
Yep. And how about mentally? We kind of talked about this earlier, but
Yeah. For mentally, it kind of helps you like conquer fears and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, I remember, there's a missile silo. I forgot where it was, but there was this bar, and I climbed it, and I'm like, oh, this is really scary. So I got down. But I'm like, but I looked back and it's like, no, I can do this. And so I climbed it, got all the way to the top, and it's like a lot of feet down. So if I fall, I'm gonna like die, or like I'm gonna break a leg, or something's gonna happen.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah, because I was like, I know I can do this.
And the man is yourself, really, in that situation. You gotta beat
because-
yourself.
Yeah, because I was climbing it, and I was like halfway there, and I stopped. Then it's like, no, I can keep going. I can do this. So I climbed, and I got all the way to the top.
So you're not afraid of heights, I'm guessing.
Oh, I'm afraid sometimes because like
Does it depend on the environment that you're in or what you're on, or?
yeah,
I think that's what it would be for me too.
like if it's like a foot that I'm standing on, that's fine because it's like. But if it's on like I'm on a rail I'm standing on, and it's just like 5 inches, that's pretty scary because like if you sway one way or the other, you have no support. It's just you balancing on the rail.
How high up have you gone? Like
No idea.
extremely high up to where if you'd fall you could die?
Yeah, I've gone that high before.
Have you went like? So like okay, so back in like 2013, I want to say there was this thing on TV. I don't know if you watched it or if maybe you watched it, but this guy tightrope walk across
I know what you're talking
the
about.
Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah.
Would you ever do anything like that? Maybe to a smaller degree, a smaller scale, like where you walk across, maybe not even a tightrope, just like a pipe or something.
Right, yeah.
Like a railing, yeah. Like across like an open. Have you ever done anything like that, or would you ever do anything like that?
I have done stuff like that before.
Have you?
I have.
To where like if you fall, you're probably going to die.
I don't know if it's where I'm gonna die, but if I fall down, it's not gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So in Frame Park, there's like a bridge, and so I've kind of like walked on there, and I've kind of I've walked on rails where it's like if I fall, it's not gonna be a good time.
Like a bridge over like where cars are driving underneath, or
I've not done that yet.
Bridge over troubled water.
I have done over bridges over water, so it's like if I fall, it's like, oh crap, what am I gonna do to escape from this?
Yeah. So So Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to emphasize your voice
It's okay.
there.
It's all right.
So, would you say that there is a philosophy to I was gonna say taekwondo.
Parkour?
Parkour, yeah.
Yeah, for me.
Oh, I see you got your water there.
Yes, I do. I have
Wow,
a
a whole friggin' liter.
It's Ocean's.
Gallon, sorry.
Yeah. No, it
Ocean
is.
spray cranberry, huh?
Yep, 3 liters. I always
3
carry,
liters.
I always carry it with me on everything I do.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea, actually, because they say that you need to drink 64 ounces of water a day, which is 8 water bottles.
For me, it's always just as much water as you need. For me, I always need a lot of water. And when you're working out really hard too, sometimes it's good to have
Your
that.
bladder must be like hard as a rock.
I don't know about all that, but you were saying though, is there a philosophy to parkour in any way that you found?
Yeah. So in like getting into parkour and like doing research for parkour, I've always like looked stuff up, and so like one of the things I've found is like to preserve yourself and being able to preserving yourself and being able to like last forever in doing parkour. To not go for big things, just to go for them, and not to push yourself over what you can do. Push yourself to just what you want to do. It's like that the jump I wanted, because it was a really easy gap, but it was just the fact that the drop was it's such a big drop.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't make it, bad things are gonna happen.
Are you ever concerned about your longevity with this? Like, because obviously are you practicing any kind of ways that you can preserve your body? Like, I know that sounds weird, but like in sports, for example, as you age, you try to eat better, you try to work out in specific ways and do certain things. You're not old yet, but I'm just saying, like, obviously, you don't want to be 40 years old and you can barely walk because your back is so bad from all this, or your hips or whatever.
No, I completely understand you. And like when I got the knee injury, I went to Axiom and Elkhorn the next day because I just didn't care. But I knew that I had to like just be careful with some stuff.
Take it easy, yeah.
Yeah, and like at the end of the thing, it was just like I had to like not do big jumps. I had to like kind of like just like descend down to the ground a lot more easier,
right?
And to be able to get up a lot more like slowly and with the right foot, because it was on the left foot, so to use my right foot a lot more. So yeah, just to be careful and be aware of what my body was doing and like how like was like working with some things.
So, is there anybody on YouTube? I mean, you said there's videos about this all over YouTube. I think everybody knows that. Who's listening? I'm thinking, who's one YouTuber or one parkour, somebody who does parkour on YouTube that you would like highly recommend? Like, we're gonna shamelessly plug a channel right now.
No problem.
If you can think of one,
to
maybe get whoever sees this to maybe go over there if they're interested.
And say North Alberta about me here.
Yeah, I don't generally I try to be like careful with like what I watch because there's like I've been watching some things but people get a lot of trouble, so it's not really parkour related. But there's one parkour channel that I've been recently watching that I love a lot, and it's called like Stroro. I gotta find out the name real quick. Hold on. Do you have any other questions though? While I find this.
So I think you mentioned earlier that you have your own series on YouTube.
My own series. I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry, I must have heard that wrong when you were talking about what you watch on YouTube. Yeah, my ears aren't what they used to be. I mean, I used to be able to hear a lot of stuff loud and clear because when I was a kid, like, they were really big, but then, puberty happens and my head just gets all, like, shaped and stuff, and, yeah. Sad world. Sad life.
So what's been your biggest hurdle physically or mentally for just being able to get things done with parkour? Like, when you first started or even now, is there anything, maybe it's a fear, maybe it's an obstacle that you just can't seem to get over, or something that's like hindered your ability to kind of like go past where you are right now? Is there something that you're currently working on that maybe you've been working on for a long time and you just can't get over it, or a fear of yours?
Yeah. One of the things that I remember from when I was like really young when I was really starting parkour, and I still face it now, is like doing running jumps, and the reason why is it just goes into more bigger detail. Being able to like move and to keep moving within parkour. So I'm talking about is that you run an object.
Continuous movement without having to stop and take a breath or something.
Yeah, and so what I'm talking about is you have two platforms, but you can't jump it just just by yourself. You have to take a run up and jump to it, and that's one of the things that really is just like it's a lot because you can definitely overshoot it and like just miss the whole entire thing, or you can undershoot it and just miss the whole entire thing too.
Yeah.
So you can go both ways. You have to find the right speed and the right power to push off to hit the object.
So I'm trying to imagine what you're thinking about. Are you talking about like I'm running? Let's say I run through this library right out there, and
Run through the door.
right out there, and I've got, I don't know, 3 chairs next to each other like this, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Are you saying like you're trying to get it to where you can hop over the chair and keep running and hop over it again and keep running and do it again, or like is that what you're kind of saying? Continuous movement where you're not having to stop, or?
So I know no one's going to see this, but you have 2 gaps, and so I can't jump this gap.
Yeah.
So I have to run and then jump to it, and that'd be it. Because you have to have momentum going into it.
So you're saying right now you're just stuck at doing like standstill jumps?
Standstills are easy. It's the one that you need momentum to because you don't have
That's harder.
enough power to do with the
And
standstill.
that's what you've been trying to work on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just been something I've always like had. It's like I was with my friend and we couldn't do it, but I just ran for it and I jumped it and I hit it, and I was just like, I was like, did it, touched it.
Right.
I'm guessing you were a big fan of that whole the floor is lava thing when you were a kid.
No, parkour came into in high school, so I didn't like think about it as a kid or anything. So
Why?
I just kind of explored.
Yeah, why?
I don't think I really understood what parkour was in the first place when I was a kid. I just kind of like explored around the woods and stuff.
So why high school?
Because I started seeing it more and I started to get more intrigued by it.
Yeah.
And like I said, because of like I just didn't do well in high school, I thought I'd play for like in competitions and stuff. So
That's right.
I wanted something else to do.
So why should anybody listening, Joe, myself, anybody out there,
Yeah.
why should we do parkour? What should get us hyped about parkour? Like, what about it is so amazing for you?
Because it could be anything you want to be.
Yeah. That too, you can just do whatever you want, you know. It's just like people are very afraid to do big things or to do like the things on YouTube. But it's just like you don't have to do those things on YouTube. It's just people who want to do them. It's like I would probably be able to do some things that people are like terrified of. But it's just because I want to and I can and I have the capability to. But for like you guys, you're just gonna starting out, so it's just like you guys can do just like basic movements and then just build up from there and find what your strengths are and like work on your weaknesses.
Right,
So that'd be one of my major things. Is like I do the things that I've done or that you would see me do because I can, because I have the physical capabilities and because like I just want to. You know, like falling into bars and stuff, I like doing that.
Yeah,
for someone it might
videos
be.
you doing parkour and
You have some.
like that one where you're climbing the wall. It's like you're a friggin' Spider-Man.
Yeah, for the wall, it's just like I just knew what to do and everything, and so I just did it. But for some other people, they might just have to work on getting the right movements and the right technique to get onto the wall in the first place.
Do they need a special kind of shoe for parkour? Because I know that you have those special yellow parkour shoes.
Oh yes, my shoes I have it's Fila. Is a Fila shoe. Fila All-Terrain, ALLTERRAIN.
All right.
So
And for those who don't know how to spell a word,
I don't know how to say it, so I'm just like if they want to type it up or something.
Alterin.
All terrain, meaning like
terrain.
all types of grounds and all.
Nice little trivia there. So can we get this at our local department stores?
Yeah, I just got this at Walmart because they
How
wanted
much?
like I don't remember. It was fine though.
What do you say to those who maybe don't get parkour, maybe don't think that it's like, because you even mentioned like, and I never even thought about this element of it, that people might think that you're doing bad things. People might think you're destroying things, wrecking things.
Yeah, it could be like
People think that
backlash.
maybe you're like just trying to cause issues and be teenagers and disrupt their time. So to the people who say those kind of things, what do you say to them, and why should they give parkour a second look, a second chance, and maybe rethink the way that they feel about it?
Because I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. There are obviously people who like do stupid shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, it's fair. Bleep it out.
It's all right.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. But to be honest, there are people who like do really dumb things. You know, who really are like
I
just
experience
careless.
those people at Target every day.
You know, the people who are just really careless and just don't care about like anything or whatever they do. But there are people like the genesis of parkour is just like to be like careful with the environment and just like to like respect it. It all depends on like what basis you're kind of like looking at and what you kind of like
friendly
want
to your environment.
Yeah.
Quote from Three Ninjas. Great childhood movie right there.
Yeah, but yeah, for me it's just like I never thought about this. I thought about the other person. It's just like just come take a. I guess come watch. You know, it's like just come watch or come join us. Like I'm not afraid. Like I had to make a parkour club and I had random people join me. So yeah, it's just like just come watch or come join. You know.
I think a big part of it is probably just like ignorance, lack of knowledge
Yeah.
on their part. You know, like I think for myself, if I saw a bunch of teenage boys or girls running around, you know, jumping through holes and everything, and going through the playground or wherever you guys do it.
Yeah.
The Lutheran church too.
Oh yeah. So what he's talking about is there's a Lutheran church, and it's like a school. It's over by Pick and Save. It's by like 94, I think, and it's by WCTC. Yeah, it's by WCTC, and there's a Lutheran church, and it's like a school, and the playground is just really nice to be there. It's just a lot of like really challenging and intricate stuff.
So, do any of the people who work at the church like ever like see you or come out and say anything?
I haven't had anyone like come out and like say anything to me. I never had like any of that happen. No, I think it's just because like at the time I think they had actually like school running, so as soon as like you know it was like I was just kind of waiting for like the kids to come out and it's like just like
you like blend in?
No, I would not. I'd be too tall. One, I'd be too tall, and two, it's like I felt like I do. I felt like could be like too many kids for me to like deal with
and potentially injure.
Yeah, and because that's always like a major concern. Like every time I go to a park, it's like, all right, how many kids are here? Where are the kids? Because I don't want to like kick a kid in the face while trying to swing and do something.
Could there be?
Yeah, because I don't like want to kick someone in the face or like like do something stupid or like try to do a Kong unless like there's a kid just running across. I'm like, oh my, what's gonna happen now?
Dead.
I always want to be careful like what I want to do with other people around.
And on that note, has there ever been a time, any instances where like you had an altercation with like a parent, or like somebody that was like just not happy with whatever you guys were doing? Maybe like yelled at you or said, "Hey, you're getting too close to my kid."
Not in that aspect.
Yeah,
not like getting too close to the kid or anything.
Yeah.
It's like if the kid comes talk to me, I'll certainly be friendly. Because if I'm friendly to them, they'll see parkour in a better light. And if I'm like friendly to the people, they'll see parkour in a much more better light.
Is that something you think about?
Like
I think about it all the time.
Do you think about like how you can positively represent parkour
all the time
in and of its whole, and how like maybe
24/7?
Yeah, all the time. I always think about it every time I go out. It's just like,
how to promote a positive image about it?
It's a thought that keeps you up at night.
It wouldn't keep me up at night, but it's just like a very ghost. When I see a family, I always want to be like positive and towards it because I feel like if that happens, they'll see parkour and a lot more
Make
better.
parkour positive again. Hashtag that.
Yeah, we're not gonna hashtag that, but
wishful thinking.
because you guys, you could say that you're kind of like the face of parkour in this area. And what I mean by that is because I don't see any other people doing it around here.
Yeah, I know.
And I could be wrong, but maybe I'm not. And like, that's a big thing on your shoulders, you know.
It's a big letdown too.
It's a big letdown because you'd like to see more people doing it.
I'd love to see more people, and I'd love to have like with Axiom, that's the only big company that I know that does like purely parkour. Elite Tumbling and like Midwest Twisters does like Ninja Warriors kind of stuff.
Do you watch that show? Or are you into that?
I do watch it.
It's a great show.
To get back to what we were talking about, though, we'll get back to Ninja Warriors later. But Axiom Parkour is the only place that does like pure parkour, and it's just like Ninja Warriors, all that has a place there. But Axiom Parkour is like the only gym that has like the pure parkour fundamentals and everything, and there's no other place like that.
It's the parkour place.
For me, as far as I know, like if I go to Midwest Twisters,
Midwest Twisters?
Yes, it's in Midwest Twisters is like a gymnastics kind of thing, and they do like a Ninja Warriors kind of thing, and it's in Heartland.
Sounds like a board game, Midwest Twister, like the Midwestern version of Twister.
Anyways,
It's a pretty basic reduction of the name.
Anyways, so back to what I was saying. If I go there, I would have to like, it'd be interesting. I remember one of my friends I would do parkour with Axiom. He went there and he complained that it didn't feel like the way he was taught with
Not up
Axiom.
to his parkour standards.
Yeah, it wasn't like
At Axiom?
the friend who worked at Axiom was
okay.
with Axiom, was with me and Axiom and everything. Went to Midwest Twisters to work there for a little bit,
Yeah.
but it didn't like it because it's like it didn't feel like the discipline was there or like the fundamentals were there.
So it's
It was
back to
just like-
Axiom. So he went back to Axiom?
Yeah. And it's understandable because it's like, I don't know how I want to say this.
What if Axiom saw all your parkour skills and then like decided to have like a sponsorship with you? Would you take it?
Does that exist even?
No, it does not. This sponsorship does not exist.
I don't think
Wishful
it would.
thinking.
I think you've got to have sponsors, you got to be making money, and I don't know how you're making money off something that's not televised.
Yeah.
Street performers.
But street performers, you even said
That's
yourself,
not
you
dodgy.
put a bucket out there and you get money. But that's not like stuff that's coming into a corporation or
That's
anything.
dodgy
Yeah.
because it's like you don't know how much you're gonna get. You might not get
Exactly,
anything.
yeah.
You might get.
You can't sponsor
Huge
something
load.
that's not. And I'm not even saying it shouldn't be. Maybe it should be, but you got to have more people doing it.
Yeah.
You know. So we obviously.
Sorry, I have to get back. So for Midwest Twisters and like, sorry, I'm so sorry. For Elite Tumbling, it was just like the fundamentals of parkour are not there. I would say. I would have to say it was just kind of there. I feel like it could have been there to like make a quick cash buck, and that was about it.
Quick cash buck.
Yeah, to make just quick money and everything. And I don't feel like it was
Yeah.
there to like to purely be for parkour and just to promote like an actual fundamentals of parkour and everything.
So down with Midwest Twisters, up with Axiom.
Well, and I mean, like I said, they both have their own place and everything, but it's like
It sounds like they both kind of do things differently, and they both kind of are trying to do things. Because one's for parkour and the other one is for like.
Cash
Ninja Warriors and
Yeah.
just like to
Do you watch that show?
Yes, yeah, we can get back to that now. Yes, I do watch Ninja Warriors like every once in a while.
Would you ever do something like that?
It'd be very interesting too. I was talking about with a friend of mine.
You can go to Sky Zone. They have something kind of like that.
Yes.
You ever been to Sky Zone?
I have not.
Really?
I'm not in like, so for me Sky Zone is kind of like more of like a gymnast kind of thing with trampolines and stuff. So I've never been into like gymnastics and stuff.
Is there a gymnast parkour rivalry going on? Does that exist? Where like gymnasts fight for the same things that parkour people do, and there's kind of like a little rift in between the two groups of people.
I wouldn't know if they fight for the same thing, but with parkour and gymnastics, like the Federation Gymnastics taking parkour as now part of its thing, there's kind of a little ruffle of everything. Because
Do you look at gymnasts and say like, you guys get the recognition we deserve?
I could care less, to be honest. I don't really care about like being like or being like a
Recognized.
federation or anything, because if it's a federation, it would mean like competition maybe.
It would be cool to see you guys in the Olympics though.
Yeah. But the thing that I was talking about with a friend of mine was like, how would that happen? Because parkour is all just about movements.
Yeah.
And how would you like rate it and score and everything when it's all just about like moving through the environment?
I think the same way that you rate diving competitions.
Yeah.
You rate it on form and height.
But what about parkour then? Because there doesn't have to be a height.
I think you'd have to set a specific set of things that obstacles that require that kind of thing. I think some things that you do, jumping over from building to building, that wouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
It'd be more like jumping through things fluently and you know what I mean?
But it always depends too on how you want to do it, because you can like go under and grab a bar and like swoop through it, or you can go like through it and
They'd have to have
like,
regulate. Maybe you all got to do it the same way, and you just got to learn that way. And then whoever does it, that's how it'd be tough. You know, who knows?
And that's
why it hasn't been done.
That's not the grounds I wanted to go on.
Right.
We have to go the same way. We all have our own rights to just go however we want.
Because parkour is all about doing your own thing, right?
So, Mark, if say you have like you're grown up now, you have a wife, you have kids, would you ever want to teach your kids the way of the parkour?
I would want my kids to be in parkour.
Does your wife have to do parkour?
No.
Parkour family.
I would like it, but it's not required because They might not like it, like for the kids, if they don't like it.
Yeah, you don't want to force them on it.
Yeah,
like,
if they don't purely like it, the way I did, it's just like, what would be the point then?
Yeah, my mom, she forced me to do baseball for 2 years in a row, and I hated it.
Yeah.
Bunch of pricks on the team. I don't mind baseball, but those years just scarred me.
Yeah, so funny story. So I went up to my parents and I'm like, I want to do baseball. Baseball was an original choice. Mm-hmm. And they were like, no, that's a little too much. And
You're the parkour kid, not the baseball kid.
But it was between baseball and parkour. And the reason why I didn't pick baseball was because of time restriction and how that would impact like my school and stuff. So I went with parkour.
I can see you in baseball.
Yeah, the one decision that made the change, and now like it's happening.
What grade was that? When was that?
I don't remember. It was in freshman year. So I kind of like.
I could seriously see you in baseball. I totally get that.
In high school,
Mark Liberto.
In high school, I did rock climbing as like a thing to be like with the school. But yeah, after high school, the only thing that stuck with me athletically was parkour. Rock climbing was just like you have to go to a gym and stuff.
No, rock climbing, it's a phase, but parkour, it's for life.
Yeah, because like for rock climbing, I would have to get the harness. I have to get more chalk. The chalk to like keep your hands like all dry and stuff for like the climbs. I have to get a membership because like I don't really like know free climbing. Mm-hmm. And free climbing is just when you don't have the harness or anything, you just climb stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. I never had like a partner to do anything. So like for like belays and stuff. So if anyone who does know rock climbing, like when you like climb and then clip in this stuff, and it's like you don't have like you need a partner for that. I never had that. For parkour though, it's just like anything. Like I've done parkour in a suit. I haven't gone really hard in a suit, but I've done like light stuff in a suit before.
You have a suit for parkour?
I do not. I did parkour in a suit though.
Oh. Is it like one of those like big jumpsuits?
It was not. It was just like a really nice suit, and I just was like really careful what I was doing and everything.
Oh, like one of the suits that you give your speeches in?
Yes, exactly that one.
That's like a lawyer doing parkour.
Yeah.
So we know that obviously where parkour came from was in your past.
Yeah.
Looking, how old are you? 19?
Yeah.
19 years old. Looking 10 years into the future now, from now, obviously. Are you still doing parkour?
Almost 30.
Almost 30 years old. You're almost 30.
You're sitting by the fire.
You're probably in your career engineering or not. You're through college. Are you still doing it as a hobby, or is that something that's kind of like something fun that you did in the past?
I think it'd still be something I do now. Because I always like, even when I walk down like or like drive down the road or something, I'll find something and be like, what does that look like?
So you'll stop the car and just
it'll never leave.
I have done that. I've gone to Axiom and I've gone back and I was like, hold on, there's this like little park. What's here? I went down, it's like this huge park. I'm like, this is amazing.
So it's a never-ending adventure with you, huh?
No,
that's pretty much what it is.
No.
So before we wrap this up, I just want to say, thanks, Mark, for coming on.
Oh, it's an honor to be here.
Thanks for answering all the questions. There's a lot of questions.
No problem.
We thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you learned a lot about Mark, a lot about why he does parkour, maybe why you should. To end this up, we want to let you guys know that if you have any questions for Mark, right? You wanted to do this, right?
Yeah. So off the record, we were talking about how we want to do this and how like you guys next time, if you have any more questions, you can like hit up Andrew.
Leave it in the comment section of this video.
Yeah, and then if we have enough like comments and stuff, we have enough in order to make
another podcast episode.
We'll make another one,
and maybe we'll even show him doing some parkour in the next one. Hopefully, it's not raining.
It depends, yeah. But if you guys want it, yeah, I'd certainly be more than happy to come back.
Take another drink.
Yeah.
Awesome, Mark. Thank you for coming on, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you again next time if there are enough questions. All right, guys. Thank you. Please like and subscribe if you are new, and you guys have a good rest of your break here.